Alright, so here we are, Game 3 of the Mud League tournament. This is in the Challengers bracket. We've got a 1-to-1 score with Whitewolf and Nightfall here. Winner goes on to play See No Evil in the Challengers bracket. So this is Billy, and I'm joined by Mike. Mike, you want to introduce the players for us?
Sure. In the top left corner, we have the Blue Terran Whitewolf. And in the bottom right corner, we have the orange Zerg Nightfall.
All right.
Had to pronunciate. Enunciate, you know.
There you go. So, as I've mentioned a couple of times, we actually have people watching out in Twitch land. Appreciate you guys joining us. This is Mud League, where we're basically bronze, silver, and potentially gold players that just like to have a little bit of fun and spend a whole weekend doing a tournament. So, thanks for being out there.
Yep. And we call ourselves Mud League because technically our styles of gameplay are that of below bronze.
Potentially.
We rise from the mud.
So, starting this game out, everything seems pretty kosher. You had Whitewolf go with the typical Supply Depot barracks on the wall. We have a 12 pool coming down from Nightfall. So, once again, potential for a little bit of early aggression, but as we've seen previously, with the way Whitewolf tends to wall off, doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, that wall off comes up pretty quick. You'll be walled off at about 15 supply or so.
Yep. And so now, Nightfall, to his credit, tried a different approach to the battlecruiser Armada. Didn't work out, so we wonder if there'll be a change in strategy for either player.
I think he might have tech switched a little too quickly. I think he might have been really he might have been served really well by just sticking with the Roach Hydra approach. If he had done that a little bit longer, he might have been able to push into the base more.
Well, I think Corruptors are the right choice versus battlecruisers, but with the point defense drones and the Seeker missiles and everything that the Ravens add, that's a tough. If there's enough of them, it's a tough comp to break.
Yeah.
Alright, so per usual, we've got the bunker coming up at the wall here. We've got the first Marine out. So
Got a Reaper coming.
And we actually have
after the Marine.
Reaper coming as well, so that'll be some interesting harass. We've got the natural hatchery coming down for Nightfall at 15. Got a couple of drones into gas, just enough gas to start on Zergling speed, so as soon as he's got 100 minerals, we'll see that upgrade get started.
Definitely an unorthodox Reaper play,
yep.
But whatever works.
Alright, Nightfall's making a liar out of me at this point. He hasn't started Zergling speed. He instead is droning up. Getting a queen. Never mind. Not going for the cracklings just yet.
Oh, you did.
Alright. First Reaper making its way across the map here. It looks like it's just going to be a one Reaper push this time. The first game of the series, actually, we did see Whitewolf try and get 5 or 6 Reapers out on the map. Didn't work out so well with the Speedlings.
Yeah. By the way, sorry about if there was a doorbell. Sorry about that. I'm not sure. I didn't hear it, but...
No, you're good. Alright, here comes the Reaper heading in here. Actually, Nightfall saw it with one of his overlords. Gets a spine crawler going in the mineral line. So that Reaper does not get a kill between the Queen and the spine crawler that's being built. And as expected, there's a spine crawler coming up in the natural as well. So Reaper's going to get some good scouting information, but not actually do much in the way of economic damage.
Yeah, that spine crawler is going to stop it really easily.
Yep. So separately here now, got a couple lings out on the map. So Nightfall's going to see when the expand goes down, which the command center is being produced at this point. And we actually had the factory swap onto the wall for the tech lab. I think we're going to see a siege tank or two pop out here for the static D per usual.
That Zergling needs to move just a little bit to the left on the natural to just make sure he can get proper vision, I think.
I think you're right. I think it's the same situation we saw in the last game where that Zergling was just slightly mispositioned for the third base.
It's out of caution, so it's expected, you know. You don't want to lose any units, but...
And at this point, Nightfall's just droning up, really. Don't have much in the way of the army except for these 2 Zerglings that are heading around the map, but he knows that Whitewolf typically, just a 1 tank, 1 Marine sort of a build, and that's where we're at. There's actually a second factory going down for Whitewolf. I don't know if that seems a little early. I know he eventually goes for the Thors, but the siege
think
tank
he's gonna-
actually. What was that?
I was just gonna say maybe he's going a siege tank push this
Yeah.
time.
Well, the siege tank actually has taken position at the third base, and that's where that command center is going to go.
Mm. That
So
Reaper not being of much use right now, he should probably move it around to get some map vision.
probably so. Interestingly, there is the Overlord over what would be the natural. It's not quite in position to see if there's anything being mined there, but maybe that was part of Whitewolf's thinking, was let's make him think I haven't expanded just yet.
Yeah, that's an unorthodox expansion for Whitewolf.
Yep, we've got 9 Lings coming out on the field. They see the expand. There is a siege tank up. The planetary is not done just yet. The Reaper's going to run over and try and save the siege tank. Unfortunately, it's going to go down. There's going to be some more Lings. This Reaper's going to try and peck away at him. He gets surrounded. He's got to find a wall to hop up on. Oh!
This is gonna be a planetary. He needs to stop this right now.
Yep, he's got to cancel. He's got to cancel it and lift it off.
Oh.
Yep.
He's got it. He's got it.
He got the cancel. He didn't get the lift off though. That's a blow for Whitewolf's economy right there.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge blow.
Widowmine
the
out on the
resources
field.
We got definitely a huge advantage for Nightfall here. He's lost really like a tenth of what
That's
Whitewolf has lost.
5 Zerglings versus a command center.
Yeah.
A command center and a siege tank. Let's see.
And here come the mines.
The mines
The
are
giant
out.
Mines.
Another, you've got 12 speedlings kind of running around the map. He's actually sending these out to each of the different expands, so he's going to actually know if Whitewolf tries to take one that's unorthodox. And they're actually could potentially find a little bit of doom here if they run up too close to that Widow mine. Let's see what Nightfall chooses to do with these Zerglings.
And the vision still isn't that good on those Zerglings. He can't see what's going on.
Yep.
Still being cautious. That's fine. He did already get a huge advantage, so he needs to take full advantage of that command center that he just stopped.
Yep.
And
He's
it's
taken
really
the third. He's almost fully saturated on both his main and natural at this point. He's building an infestation pit, so he's definitely wanting to get up to hive tech.
He's just going right for the kill, probably. He's doing the same thing as kind of what Whitewolf is doing,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't sent in that sacrificial overlord yet, though. He has no idea what's happening inside that base.
I think he thinks he's got a good idea of what's happening in that base. There's a starport being built.
It is a little different, though. I mean,
He-
two factories.
Yeah,
this time.
2 factories, got some Widow mines, some siege tanks out there. He's actually, I think he's moving a siege tank into position at the third. Oh boy, it's gonna get caught.
Surrounded.
That Widow mine needs to run away. I think Nightfall probably saw the Widow mines at this point.
Hopefully.
But he's not morphing in any Overseers just yet. I'm looking at the units. He only has Overlords right now.
He might have the control to do what the pros do, which is whenever you're facing a Terran that you know has Widow Mines, you want to kind of control or shift click one of your, or just click one of your Zerglings, send it in first.
Yep.
So that, well, that didn't happen right now. But
Nope, those
you have the
Zerglings
control to do it.
got sent in, and actually the Widow Mine did as much damage to the Lings as it did to the SCVs in the line.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So Nightfall at this point really ought to know that there's Widow Mines out on the field. Still no Overseers though.
Well,
This-
he's gonna catch the Thor.
Yep, but there's 2 Reapers with him. The Reapers will pick through relatively easily there. And this is going to be an aggressive Thor, evidently.
Yeah, he's pushing right now.
Yep, Nightfall taking a 4th down here. And we've got the planetary for Whitewolf on the 3rd at this point. He's transitioning SCVs and everything else.
I like the aggressive Thor. I like that he's being aggressive, whereas before he just kind of sat around and waited.
Yep. these two Reapers are actually going around the map and just kind of picking off the Zerglings. I think Whitewolf realized there's Zerglings all over the map. So let's go take a couple of free kills and move along.
The Thor not being as aggressive as I'd hoped.
Yep. One Viking out on the field to do a little bit of Overlord hunting, I think. And no other air units yet in production. And these Reapers actually are going to go pick off this last Zergling, and there's a whole trail of Zerglings in pursuit. He needs to find a ledge to jump up on.
Oh, almost got the surround.
He's got the surround. Yep. All right. Well, those Reapers did a little bit of work.
Yeah, they did their job.
Here come the Zerglings into the planetary. The Thors actually create a nice wall off so they can't get into the mineral line.
What, do you think that was on purpose, or do you think that was just running for their lives?
I don't know. Now, here's an interesting point. There are 11 Corruptors in production.
Oh, wow. He's just going straight for it.
But he's also got a Greater Spire, so he might be going straight for a Broodlord. But the interesting thing here is he's building the Corruptors thinking that there's going to be battlecruisers on the map, because there's not at this point.
But that's fine. He can always switch those two Broodlords, a complete switch to Broodlords if he has no air.
Yep.
But as we know, that's not the case. There goes the fusion core right now, as we just saw.
All right, there we go. These Zerglings kind of running around the map still, making sure Whitewolf hasn't gone out and taken a fourth yet. Interestingly, there's a mine that's kind of staring at one Zergling up here in the upper right.
It's a stare down.
I don't think anybody wins in that case. And he actually, I thought he had a more aggressive mine. Maybe it got taken out at this point.
Whitewolf, he switched back to the... Oh, wait, no. Why did he switch to the... He switched to the payload that only focuses on one unit, but more, for his Thors.
Yep.
And I don't know why, because he saw the Corruptors.
Well, but here's the interesting thing. The Corruptors have nothing to shoot at. I maintain, unless he's going to morph them into Broodlords, which is certainly plausible.
He has the ability right now.
There's going to be, what is this, 21 Corruptors on the map with nothing to do. And he does have an Overseer out on the map as now, so he can actually find these mines and take them out. There's Infestors on the field. So we're actually... we're seeing...
I just looked at the income tab, and oh my goodness. Nightfall's income is double that of White Wolf's right now.
Yep. Alright, White Wolf actually sensing that, probably, is trying to land a fourth.
If you look at the group of Corruptors right now, they were doing this weird little dance. The cocoons are staying in place, and normally the Corruptors move around. It's pretty funny.
So we do have 7 Broodlords being morphed in here. I don't know what that White Wolf has enough on the ground to deal with the Broodlings.
This is a big push right now.
Yep, we've got Zerglings heading up to the 4th base here. White Wolf trying to get a missile turret up. It's going to get up just in time to be taken down, I think. The Broodlord army is actually moving into the 3rd here. It's going to start the siege of attrition. Actually, really good positioning over these rocks. It's tough to really get a good attack in on them. We do have 4 Thors. They actually get fungled, so they're not going to be going anywhere. So they're free actually to get pelted by these Broodlings.
This is a great attack. This is a great idea.
No, the fungals on the Thors was really good. So the 3rd goes down here. Interestingly, these Zerglings that were ready to go in and take the 4th were never sent in.
Funny enough, he doesn't have an Overseer with this army, so he can't see the mines. Not that I think it's going to be that much of a big deal. But he is right over one right now with his Broodlords. Could do some damage. Bullet proc. Bullet proc. Oh man, it's just... Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, that was painful.
It was painful, but no, none of them went down. The Zerglings do go in on the planetary over here. It's going to go down. There's a 100 supply differential at this point.
It looks like GG.
Yeah, the income tab is just as disparaging as it was earlier. One more Widow Mine in production, another Thor. Another Widow Mine hit goes off, but it really doesn't matter at this point. He's morphing in more Broodlords. He realizes he doesn't need the Corruptors.
And he has an exorbitant amount of income right
Yep.
now.
He basically morphed in as many Broodlords as he could, and that's the game and the match to Nightfall.
Yep, that's GG. That was a smart idea. He knew, okay, I need to go to Broodlords, I need to have the Corruptors. I'll just do it right away instead of waiting till he has